When you combine food with books, you automatically make the world a much better place. Greetings fellow humans who lust over books. Today I'm going to be doing the British Bake Off Great British Book Off book tag. The Great British Bake Off book tag. This tag was created by Reading with Jack, and I'll leave a link to his original video down below. You should definitely check his channel out. He's a really awesome booktuber. Basically, it's based off of a British baking show that he watches. I don't know the show, but the tag seems really awesome, so I want to do it. Essentially, what you're doing is you have a pastry or a food product, and there's a situation that goes along with that pastry or food product, and you have to pick a book that goes along with that situation. Might sound a bit confusing, but it'll all make sense once I get into the tag. Cake. The cake has sunk in the middle. Pick a book that didn't rise to your expectations. For this one, I decided to go with The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey. This was a pretty okay book. It was just okay. The writing was good, the story and the concept was executed well, and the characters were okay. But the plot just didn't really engage me. I felt that a lot of parts dragged out, and then there was that whole typical insta-love triangle crap that went on inside of here, and it kind of ticked me off a little bit. I went into this book with a lot of expectations based on the hype that was surrounding it, and it just let me down a lot. I do plan to continue on with this series because I was intrigued with this story, but I just was not as satisfied as I thought I would be before going into it. The second one is Biscuit. Once you've eaten one, you want more. And as you keep eating them, they just keep tasting better. Pick a book or series that got progressively better with each and every book. For this one, I decided to go with the Hunger Games trilogy by Suzanne Collins. I thought the Hunger Games was a pretty good book. It wasn't like the best ever book that I read, but as soon as I got on to Catching Fire, that's where this series really got me, because Catching Fire was amazing. And I know a lot of people don't like Mockingjay, but personally I think Mockingjay was the best book in the series. The Hunger Games and Catching Fire were basically the same thing, but Mockingjay was so different. I liked most of the decisions that the author made, and I liked how it ended up. Well, I didn't really like how it ended up in the end, but it did satisfy me overall, and I was very happy with the overall outcome of the story. And Mockingjay was just emotionally stressful, but just a good book. Third one is Bread. Kneading dough requires hard work and determination. Pick a book that you've put off reading for ages and needed a lot of determination to pick up. For this one, I'm actually going to show you a book that I haven't picked up yet because I haven't gotten the determination, and that is The Casual Vacancy by J.K. Rowling. Now, we all know that J.K. Rowling is a phenomenal writer, but we also know that her prose tends to be quite a bit dense. So this is a very thick book, and I heard it's very slow paced, and a lot of people don't like it, and it's very wordy because J.K. Rowling is a very wordy person, and I'm slightly intimidated by it, but I do hope to pick it up maybe next year during the summertime and give it a go and see if I like it. Number 4, desserts. Foreign desserts such as crumble and some other thing I can't pronounce are on the menu. Pick a book that is set in a foreign country. For this one, I'll go with the book that I'm currently reading, and that is Persepolis by Marjane Satrapi. This is actually a memoir, and it is set in the 1980s Iran during the Islamic Revolution. I love this book so far. I'm not even halfway through yet, but it's going really good. And the story, the characters, everything is fantastic. And I really like it because I'm getting to learn a lot about Iranian history, which is something that I have not really ever been exposed to prior to me picking up this book, which is, by the way, a graphic memoir. And I think this is a fantastic book, and if you have not yet picked this up, you should, especially because this week is Banned Books Week, and it's a week where everybody reads like banned books, and this book is actually banned in a lot of places. I think you guys should, be rebellious and pick up this book. Number 5, alternate ingredient. Not usually used, but surprisingly good. Pick a book or series that you love from a genre that you usually avoid or don't pick up. Now, I don't know if I have one for this. The closest thing is young adult paranormal books. I'm generally turned off or turned away from young adult paranormal books because I just don't find them intriguing. But if there is one young adult paranormal book that I think was absolutely fantastic, it would have to be The Diviners by Libba Bray. This book was so freaking good. I loved it so much, and the story is amazing, the characters is amazing, the concept, everything is amazing. And I hear a lot of people talk about this on BookTube, but they don't ever really talk about it. They just show it in book hauls and wrap-ups, and it's on their shelves in those bookshelf tours, but they don't talk about it. They don't talk about this book like the way that they talk about like The Fifth Wave and To All the Boys I've Loved Before and all those other books. This book is amazing and it deserves a lot more credit than it has already. So go read this book and go read the sequel, because the sequel is out, and go read everything that is underrated, because underrated books are bae. They are like the best books ever. Number 6, pastry. Shortcrust pastries can crumble easily. Pick a character who you initially liked, but as you read more and more of them, your relationship started to crumble apart. I don't think I have any book for this tag, because I haven't really invested myself in a lot of series or books where the characters and I grew apart, so I'm just gonna skip this one and move on to the next one. Number 7, Victorian/old-fashioned bakes. Recipes from the past that still taste delicious today. Pick your favorite classic novel. I've never really read a classic novel before. However, there's one book in mind that I've been told by many people is not a classic novel. Although it was written in the 1920s, although it is a timeless piece, although it is often used in all sorts of pop culture references, although it was written by the second best-selling author of all time right after Shakespeare, I was told that this is not a classic. But I'm just gonna put it there anyways, because it is a timeless book, it is an old book, and it is probably better than a lot of classics. Sorry. It is And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. This book was so freaking good. I love this book so much. This is one of my all-time favorite books ever. If you love mystery and you haven't read this book, what is wrong with you? You need to read this book. Pause this video, go actually like and subscribe first, then go read this book, because this book is amazing and you need to have it in your mind library. So yes, And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. Is this a classic? Do you think this is a classic? Is it classified as a classic? I don't know. I'm confused. People keep saying no. And then I watch some videos and I read some stuff and they say it's a classic, so I don't know if this book is a classic. Would you consider this a classic? Because I'm at a loss right now. Number 8, another word I can't pronounce. You're eating chocolate eclair and there's not enough filling inside. Pick a book that lacked substance and fell flat. Stop making noise with all your blasted car! Okay, this might be weird because I'm actually gonna go with a book that I really loved, and that is In Real Life by Cory Doctorow and Jen Wang. This is a graphic novel and it touched on a lot of important issues, but that's the problem. It just touched on the issues. It skimmed the surface, but it didn't go in depth. It touched on issues of feminism, body image, poverty, and, you know, different cultures and different understanding of different cultures and stuff like that. And that was really interesting, but they didn't really go into depth with those things, and I would have liked to see that. But at the same time, I understood why this book is meant to be a fast-paced book, and I guess they just didn't want to spend too much time focusing on these issues. Rather, they would have just wanted to kind of give you the stimulus for you to think about it, which I think is also kind of brilliant, but at the same time, I really kind of slightly wish that they would have gone a little more into depth, but I still thought that this book was absolutely fantastic. Fantastic read. It's beautiful. Go read it. It's beautiful. The characters are beautiful. Everything is just gorgeous. Go read this book now. I feel as though as if I'm forcing you guys to go and read these books, and I am, because these books are fantastic. And the next 2 books that I'm going to show you are books that you definitely need to read, like right now. So stick around. Number 9 is the only thing I love more than books, except for my mother and father and family and life. Chocolate. Chocolate is a comfort food for many people. Amen. Pick a book that you could read again and again and still find comforting. For this one, I'm going to go with Where'd You Go, Bernadette by Maria Semple. This was a fantastic, hilarious, amazing book. It is a suspense novel. It is a hilarious, comical suspense novel. It is written so well. It has the most amazing cast of characters ever. It's everything you want it to be. It's feminist, it's badass, it's kicksy, it's fun, it's heartwarming, and it's just a really, really good book. I plan to do a book review soon, so definitely stay tuned for that. But if you have not read this book yet, then you need to fix your life immediately, because this book is life, and in order to fix your life, you need life too. Yeah. So the last one, the grand finale. Everyone is out to impress with extravagant showstoppers. Pick your favorite book for the year so far that really, really impressed you. For this one, I'm gonna go with Written in the Stars by Aisha Saeed. I read this book a couple months ago. It's the only book I've ever read in one sitting. This book was so fantastic. Not just the story, but the people itself. I usually read a lot of American and first world literature, and although this book does follow an American girl, it's a Pakistani family. I'm of Indian descent and I'm a Muslim, so these people were in some aspects more relatable than other books that I normally read. So this book was truly, truly a refreshing read for me. If you like young adult contemporary and you want to read something a bit more diverse, I definitely recommend this book. It starts off in America and the rest of it is set mostly in Pakistan. So if you want to explore a little bit more, then I definitely recommend picking up this book. It is so amazing, very suspenseful, very emotionally manipulating, and very amazing. I need to try to expand my vocabulary. I'm a reader and you see what I mean? So anyways, that's gonna be it for my tag. I'm gonna put the names of people who I wanna tag right here. So if you see your name right here, that means your tag. So this is a new tag, so if you wanna do it, go ahead and do it. I think it's an amazing tag and you'll be supporting a really awesome booktuber. This tag was really fun and I had a good time doing it. I hope you guys also had a fun time watching this video, and I will see you again in the next one. Oh, this thing's so heavy. Goodness, Father Lord.